Yo, it's too early for this. Let's see if this works. All right. Shot number 2. All right, guys. I hope everybody's having a great week so far. Happy Thursday. We're going to do a Throwback Thursday spread, and we're going to look into what do your old classmates think of you. These are people that you went to school with, people that you grew up with. We're going to see we're going to look into how they remember you, how do they see you now, and we're going to see what they really think of you, what they wish they could tell you. And we're going to look into also how do you feel about them and advice when dealing with them. All right? So the first card we're going to pull is how do they remember you? All right, guys. Let's see how your old classmates remember you. How do they remember you? Let's see, how do they remember you? How do your old classmates remember you? Alright. Hopefully this video doesn't cut off like the other ones did. Okay, so how did too many. Okay. So they could have seen you as somebody who is very opinionated, often spoke, they often spoke, if this is how they remember you as somebody who is very outspoken, opinionated, not always what you said was, was liked, they didn't really like it all that much. All right, so that's how they remember you. How do they see you now? Put those cards back. Okay, how do they see you now? How do they see you? They see you as somebody who's probably very withdrawn from people. You don't like to, you're a hermit, you don't like to socialize too much. Maybe that's how they see you now. Also that you're investing in something that's taken some time to get off the ground, but they see it as like slow and steady progress, maybe. We got the Judgment card. They could, okay, again, we're looking at how do they see you now. They could see you as somebody who like calls judgment on people. You'll put them in. You'll bury them with the judgment calls that you make. Well, that's how they see you now. Okay, guys. Sorry, putting these back out. I wasn't gonna take these. Okay. So that's how they see you. Let's see, what do they think when they think of you? What do they think when they think of you? We got the Queen of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. They could see you like very abundant or on your way to abundance. They can see you as very beautiful. That's what they think when they think of you. What else do they think when they think of you? Alright, what else do they think? I'm sorry, I'm trying to... It's a lot. There's clumps, so I'm trying to put them together. Maybe I shouldn't. Okay, so what do they think when they think of you? We got the Six of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Four of Wands. So they could be thinking that you're putting up an act about your stability, that you're really trying to find your way out of a situation when it comes to work, that you're juggling a lot. But the truth is, you know, you could be, you could be trying to juggle a lot in your home situation, but it doesn't seem like you're abundant. That's coming in. It's like right now it's like the starving artist phase. And so that's what they're talking about. That's how they see, when they think of you, that's what they think of. They think, oh, well, they're just like, oh, they're really not doing that great. They're struggling. Well, yeah, everybody does struggle at some point, right? Let's see what they wish they could tell you. Sorry, I don't know. Anyways, what do they wish they could tell you? What do they wish they could tell you? What do they wish they could tell you? Oh. Okay. What do they wish they could tell you? This status that you're gaining is because you're doing evil things with the devil here. You're doing black magic to get to that Empress status, that new beginning. Your gifts are from the devil. That's how they see it. That the reason why you're into this like stuff is because you were I don't want to say damaged as a kid, but you were, this was trauma from childhood. So that's why you're in cahoots with the devil. That's what they wish they could say. Well, let's get a response for them, shall we? Let's get a response for that. What does Spirit want to say in regards to that? What does Spirit want to say? With the Page of Swords, look at things differently. There's a need to look at things differently. That then we got the King of Queen of Pentacles and the Hierophant, and then we got the Sun. This money that came in was because of hard work, working with the divine. There was a lot of struggle, a lot of financial struggle, and someone got out of that situation because of their hard work. So this stability, this celebration is well deserved, with Judgment and then Judgment at the bottom. That's what Spirit has to say. And look at things differently. Just because you don't understand how things happen doesn't. People often criticize what they don't understand. So let's see how you feel about these people that are making these judgments. How do you feel about that? Feel about them? How do you feel about them? Alright. How do you feel about them? You got the Ace of Wands and the Chariot. It's almost like you're not even paying them any mind. You have a new passionate beginning and you're moving towards that. So you're not even, you're like, who? Who are you? I don't know who you are. You're not even paying them any mind. That's how you feel about them. You see them as a burden and you're just like, nope, I'm ending that. If you're bringing me problems, burdens, secrets, bullshit, I'm just killing that off. I'm not trying to pick up any burdens, right? Alright, so let's see what your advice is when dealing with these old classmates. What's your advice? What is your advice? Be loving towards them and walk away. That's the best thing you can do. And walking away from people is considered a loving. I see it as a loving gesture at times, because why are you gonna stay in the situation? Why are you gonna pretend that you're really fucks with people that you really don't fuck with them like that. Just say, you know what, we're not aligned. We don't see things the same way. We're not aligned, so the best thing for me to do is to walk away. Wow, that was a lot of nothing to say nothing. Sorry about that. Yeah, so your advice when dealing with these old classmates, lovingly walk away. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk when walking away. Just, yeah, don't be a jerk. Any final advice? If you're unsure if you should walk away from these people, yeah. These people are just gonna want to take from you. They're not trying to. Yeah. Best thing to do. No, thank you. No, thank you. You bring burdens. All right. So that's what do your old classmates think of you? Should we do one more? We're at 11 minutes. Yeah. Let's do one more. Okay. So let's see. How does should I change decks? Let's change decks. Alright. What do your old classmates think of you? What do your old classmates think of you? What do your old classmates think of you? How do they remember you? Let's see. How do they remember you? The Wheel. And then the Five of Swords. So the way I see it is, how do they remember you? Like, they remember you as somebody, the moment you had any kind of, like, anytime somebody brought any kind of stress or headache to you, you're just like, I'm cool. I'm walking away. You just walk away from anything that brings you any kind of grief. How do they see you now? 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 That's too many. How do they see you now? How do they see you now? We got the Devil. That's how they see you now. So before they saw you as, okay, anytime there was something that didn't serve you, you would move away. You would start something new. And so now they see you as the Devil. We're going to clarify this one for sure. Okay, should we clarify that one now? Let's see. Why do they see you as the Devil now? Why? This is so funny. Why do they see you as the Devil now? Why do they see you as the Devil? We got the Six of Pentacles. Okay, the Knight of Swords. And the Three of Cups. So, okay, so if they see a change in your abundance and your money, they're trying to figure out, like, how did they go from having nothing to quickly having all this, now this person's like partying and having, living it up, and, how did they do that when, they were struggling so hard financially. So now they have this wheel of fortune. They have this new love. They moved away from, but so they're thinking again that these people probably think you're like the last group, thought you were doing some kind of black magic to get this Empress status. Okay. So let's see what Spirit has to say to them. What do they have to say? This stability that has come in for this Empress to get this status didn't come without getting beat up. This person was beat up in the process. People often to get this abundance, there was a lot of conflict when this person decided to take a leap of faith, to do something, to pursue something that they loved. There was a lot of heartache. There was a lot of juggling in the situation. So this status doesn't come without getting beat up in the process. But this person stood strong, following what it is that they loved. And that's why they have the abundance. That's why they have the stability. That's why they have the status. Because they took a leap of faith. People often don't want to take a leap of faith because they are afraid of doing this. They're afraid of doing the work. And so that keeps them stuck. So when people do make take that chance to get to that status, they see it as, oh well, what did they do? They slept their way to their top. They bought their way to the top. There's always some reason. I mean, there's people that do that, yes. But just because there's people that do that doesn't mean everybody works there, does that. No judgment, But you can't just, it's okay. So that was a response for that. Response. What do they... Okay. Yeah, their response back is, you're doing something sneaky. No, you're doing something sneaky. They came back. You came back with that. Spirit has a response back to you. If you want to be arguing, no, that's evil. There's sneakiness afoot. Spirit's like, this is justice. When you're loving and you do things from a place of love, that abundance will come. Being rich is not bad. It's just you don't understand how it happened. You probably, the person that's probably arguing with me right now is, you don't understand how manifestation works. It's energy. And that is what, if you're religious, and not throwing shade at people who are religious, but if you really understood how God works, you would understand this too. God wants you to be happy. God wants you to connect with them. And through prayer and God answering your prayers, that is manifestation. God wants you to have the victory. So the more you keep seeing that as this, that's what's going to block you from connecting to God. That's what keeps you from connecting to God, because you just see it as, oh, this must be evil, because you don't understand it. But God wants to give you the victory. All right, so let's see. How do you feel, or what do they think when they think of you? Let's see. What do they think when they think of you? What does this person think when they think of you? Or what do you think of when you think of this person? Remember, energy can go vice versa. Okay. So you think this person is blinded. You think that the decisions that they make are misguided, and you feel like judgment will be called on them. Oh my God. Okay. That's what you think of. You think there's a need for boundaries. What do you wish you could tell them? Let's just, all right, so let's see what do you want to say to them, huh? What do you want to say to them? You think there's a different way to get fulfillment? There's a different way. That's what you want to say. All right. What would be the response to you? You're not seeing everything. You're not seeing everything. There's a need for you to learn more, because there's more out there that you don't understand. This is just like a back and forth conversation right now. All right, let's just see. Okay, this is time for a personal. If you want to, yeah, this is a conversation for a personal reading. All right, so let's just see. What's your advice? Let's get some advice, and I'll leave it there for you guys. Your advice, you got the Ace of Swords. Mental clarity is needed. Right now you have a lot of conflict. You're out in the, you just don't know what to believe. It's leaving you very confused, so this is an internal conflict that you're having right now. Yeah. Right now you're having like you don't know what to do, but you'll get the clarity. And when you get the clarity, you're gonna be able to move away from that internal conflict that you're struggling with. It's gonna cause a very chaotic moment in your life. There's everything that you thought was real might